Thanksgiving's right around the corner, and it's time to start thinking about what in the devil we're going to do for a menu this year. I don't know about y'all, I love pumpkin pie, I love pecan pie, and I just don't want to do pecan or pumpkin. So we're going to do a pear and walnut tart tatin that sounds fancy and is not fancy. It's unbelievably easy and really, really wonderful, and I think you'll wow your family or your friends or just you all. So it's going to be time to start cooking, but it's going to be pretty fun, and I hope you all do it, and I hope you love it. So let's get going. Now the first thing we have to do is we have to address these pears, and we have 8 Bosc pears, and they're kind of funny. I've always been kind of scared of Bosc pears because they're always so hard, and I'm never quite sure what to do with them. This is what they're made for, and I would grow a tree just for this dessert. It is so good. So I've got 8, which works out to be a little bit over 4 pounds, which, funny, that's just what it calls for. So I'm going to peel and quarter these, and then we're going to toss them in with butter and sugar and let them caramelize, and we'll have a tart tatin before we know it. Now that I've got my pears all peeled and quartered and ready, we're going to start making the caramel. So in a big frying pan, and this is the time to bring out your big one because you want the surface area. We're going to melt a stick of butter and add a cup of sugar and melt those, and then we're going to let those boil for about probably about a minute to 2 minutes. Then we're going to carefully, being the operative word, add all of our pears and get them coated and covered in that wonderful caramel. In the meantime, I have the oven preheated to 4 1/4, and I've got about ½ cup or 2 fat handfuls of walnuts in there toasting, because if you're going to do nuts, toast them first. So those are toasting, and we're going to get this caramel going, and we're all set. The walnuts are out of the oven. I've taken them out of the pan and put them in a cold bowl because I didn't want them to heat anymore. They've got enough color on them, they'll be fine. Now we've got our big frying pan with a stick of butter and sugar, and we're going to get this all together, and we're going to boil it for 1 minute. Then we're going to add our pears. While I'm getting this ready, it's time to start thinking about a crust. And no, I am not making a crust. That is not happening. Instead, Pepperidge Farm makes mighty wonderful puff pastry. Comes 2 sheets to a package. Takes about 40 minutes for it to thaw out. You don't want it to thaw any more than that, or it gets soupy and gross and nasty. But if you will just pop this out of the wrapper, looks like this, and I'm just going to leave it over here, and in about 40 minutes we're going to have puff pastry magic. Guests will think that I did something. I didn't do anything but open a package. So we're getting some of our pears in here, and at the very beginning it is a tight fit. So we just want as much surface area as we can get. This is all the pear juices are gonna melt in with the sugar and the butter, and we're gonna get this really nice caramel going. So we're gonna keep an eye on these and very carefully turn them for the next 20 minutes. It's gonna be just about 20 minutes of their getting friendly with each other. So what we're looking for now is we want our caramel to be thickening, which it certainly is doing. It's taking on some beautiful color. And we want our pears to start to be looking glazed, and they definitely are looking glazed. So We are now going to add a little, right around 2 teaspoons of lemon juice and 2 tablespoons of a dark rum. I'm using kind of a medium rum because I don't have dark rum today. So we're going to add this and let it sizzle. And we're going to give it just about another 10 minutes to really get some even prettier color than this, and for most of that caramel to evaporate and just absorb into these absolutely luscious pears. Our pears are just about ready, so it's time for pulling everything together. So we have our puff pastry, which is nicely thawed out, and we want it to be about a 12-inch square. And right now we're at 9, so we're close, but we're not quite there. So we're going to give it a quick little roll out. We're nicely dusted with flour so that hopefully we won't stick. And we will give it a little flip here and do it again. We should be just about there now. Let's see. Oh. No, we've still got a little more, so I'm going to hit it with a little bit more flour to avoid disaster. There we go. So that's going to be pretty perfect. So what we're going to do is get these gorgeous, gorgeous, hot, caramelly, beautiful pears, and we're going to put them core side up, and we're going to try and make them kind of pretty as we go around. So we're going to do just getting all of them in there. Imagine that one, I couldn't tell whether core side was up or down, and I figure if I can't tell now, we certainly won't be able to tell later. Oh, these are just so beautiful, and they smell fabulous. And we'll just kind of wedge these all in here. Now, the last time I made this, I had this big bowl of walnuts, and the walnuts just stayed in the bowl. I completely forgot about them. So, in just a moment, I'm going to actually remember to put the walnuts in so that it will actually be a pear and walnut tarte tatin instead of a pear and no walnut tarte tatin. And now, simply because this caramel is so gorgeous and I cannot imagine not using it, we're going to just drizzle some of this on top. And I'll kind of crush these up with my hands a little bit and put some walnuts in. And now time for the puff pastry. And we're just going to put it on top, and we're going to just kind of tuck it in between the pie plate and these gorgeous pears. So we're just going to give it a little smudge in here. We're going to put a couple of vent holes in here. And I'm going to pop this in a 425 oven for, I believe, just about 20 minutes. I am going to put a half sheet pan on the rack below it because I don't feel like cleaning the oven. So we'll do that, and we'll be back in about 20 minutes when we have a gorgeous tarte tatin. So now for the moment of truth. Tarte tatin's out of the oven. It's been resting for about 5 minutes, and it's time to flip it. So we're just going to put a dinner plate over top. I'd rather have a larger, deeper plate with a lip, but I'm going to give it to somebody because I'm not going to have this for dinner. So they're getting it on a dinner plate. So we're just gonna flip it and we're gonna watch these beautiful pears come off. And there we go, and that's really hot. So only one stuck, and I can't argue with that. So, but I'll put it back on so that it looks beautiful. And we have an absolutely gorgeous tarte tatin for Thanksgiving dinner. I hope you all would give it a try. It really is worth the effort, and it's not a whole lot of effort. So at any rate, I'm gonna go call my friend and tell her that dessert is ready for them for this evening. It's been fun cooking with you. I hope you do it. I hope you enjoy it, and have a great Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.